Hello, my name is Clay Smalley, and this is my SRSC 520 Community Based Research Methods Digital Storyboard Story. I grew up in a small town in Kentucky called Springfield. Springfield is a poor area in southeastern Kentucky. You can say it's an agricultural area with crops, tobacco, corn, soybeans. It kind of reminds you of the town of Mayberry, the old Andy Griffin story. Also in Springfield, I grew up in a region area called Holy Rosary Parish. Holy Rosary Parish is mostly a black African American district, and the area is very poor. You can say that my mom and dad were my biggest influences in my life growing up. For me and my four brothers and two sisters. My father retired from the military very early due to a physically and mentally challenging handicap. He had rheumatoid arthritis all through his body. When me and my sisters and brothers weren't doing chores, you can say he was outside playing sports, mostly basketball, or practicing for basketball. My father was also my first basketball, football, and baseball coach. At an early age, both my parents instilled the need and desire for all of our siblings to leave Springfield because the community really didn't have any kind of opportunity to afford us after we graduated from high school. I played basketball in high school. I started on the JV team, also started on the varsity team. Besides sports, I worked in the community center that my father ran Monday through Sunday. To make extra money, Springfield was a dry town, so my grandmother was a bootlegger. So to make extra money, helped my grandmother sell beer and whiskey. In my early childhood, elementary school, I went to St. Dominic Catholic school. Then I also went to Holy Rosary. Holy Rosary was the first school I went to. It was all black. Then we got bused to St. Dominic. Then I graduated from Washington County High School. After graduation in 1975, I came to Bowling Green to attend Western. My first major was art. I love to draw. I can draw anything. But I found out that Western and the art department didn't supply the tools, the paintbrushes, the easels, the canvases. So I had to change my major because, like I said, I grew up in the projects in a very poor part of Springfield. First, again, living with my grandparents in the Holy Rosary area, district area. And then my mom and dad got married when I was 8. We grew up in the projects. So after attending Western Kentucky University, let's go back to my sophomore year. I was an RA in Pierce-Ford Tower for 3 years. I also made the basketball team as a walk-on. Western then had a JV program, and I also played as Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. But being a social butterfly, coming from a small town, my grades dropped. So my parents told me, hey, not to waste my time, you got to do something because we can't afford to pay for your education. So for a couple semesters, well, maybe probably a couple of years, I worked for a retail at first. Then I started working full-time for a place called Panorama. Panorama is an intermediate care facility for the mentally and physically challenged. So after working there for 11 years, I moved on to Rivendell Psychiatric Hospital for 9 years. Then a year after that, for Rivendell Psychiatric Hospital, I ran an alternative school called the Reveille School in Russellville, Kentucky for Rivendell. Then after that, I caught the eye of some teachers and principals in Warren County School District, and I ran the Middle School Learning Center for them for 6 years. Now I currently work for Warren County Day Treatment. This is my 16th year. So, what has this program done for me, SRSC 520? Well, also, I'm on the board of the Bowling Green Human Rights Commission. I'm also on a group called BLC, Black Leaders Advocating for the Community. I'm also in a group of black men and Hispanic men called Y Try. We mentor different kids, black, Hispanic, any kind of other ethnic group in local high schools and elementary schools. So I feel like this program has really opened my eyes up to some possibilities of doing more in this community. You know, working with different boards, working with various different types of people, especially the community-based research method book and some of the handouts that Dr. Molly gave me. I thought I was doing everything the correct way, but from some of the projects that we had worked on, I feel like I could develop my skill level, take it to another level. And I'm looking forward to working with my community-based partners, which is Bowling Green Human Rights Commission Board and the Housing and Homeless Coalition here in Bowling Green. Again, my name is Clay Smalley, and this is my story. Thank you.